reporting live from the International Space Station. Well, we have just been told that scientist extraordinaire Cassie has recently discovered a new planet. Now, here she is. Everyone give her a warm welcome. Cassie, everyone. Hi.
Hi, how are you? So glad to be here. Yeah.
So tell us about the new planet that you've discovered.
Well, it's unbelievable. It is actually edible. Would you like to see it?
Sure.
Sure. Here it is. This is our planet, our new planet that we just located.
It's quite small.
It is quite small, but it's edible, though. We can all eat everything on here. It's made out of Rice Krispie treats.
Wow! A new planet made out of Rice Krispie treats.
Yes! Isn't that awesome? First edible planet ever.
That is incredible.
Well, would you like me to start telling you a little bit about our planet, our new planet?
Sure.
Sure, okay. The name is called a whatchamacallit, like a candy bar, because you don't know what's in it. However, this is our planet. It has 4 spheres. It has a geosphere. It has our atmosphere, a hydrosphere, and
we're back!
And our last sphere is called the cryosphere. But the first sphere I would like to talk to you about is the hydrosphere. You ready for it?
Yeah.
Yes. What do you know about the hydrosphere?
Well, I know that water is involved in the hydrosphere, hence the name hydro.
You're right. Right. See, on the planet whatchamacallit here, we do have a lot of mass that has water on it, which it's not as much as Earth, though, as you can see. Right?
Yes, and what are these red
Well, the
areas?
red is all the volcanic activity and the geothermal activity that goes on in the planet whatchamacallit. All right? On the inside, we have our core, just like the Earth, which the core is a little bit bigger than the Earth on the inside of our planet whatchamacallit. And that has a lot of magma. Magma. And our last sphere is the cryosphere.
So, what is the cryosphere? Like,
the cryosphere is all the ice and the glaciers, the snow, all that. And this is our diorama of our real actual whatchamacallit. This is the smaller version of it. And as you can see, the peak on the top is a big, huge mass glacier. And then around here on the side, there's other little patches of pink, which is another small glacier. This one is snow on the top of a mountain. We have a huge, big glacier on the south side of it.
so, just to be clear about this, the actual planet, up in space, obviously, is not made out of Rice Krispie treats?
No, our scientists in my department, we made it a diorama here out of Rice Krispie treats to show you of what the real one looks like. We obviously can't yank it down out of the sky and bring it onto your show, now can we?
That would just be crazy, wouldn't it?
It would be. So, back to the cryosphere.
It's not advanced.
The glaciers are pink, and our snow is pink.
Snow is actually pink.
It is pink because of the chemical composition that it is made out of.
Yeah, but so is
It has a bunch of trapped particles discharged from the binary star system. It actually has 2 stars that rotate around it. Did we get the binary star system? Did you like that? I thought having 2 stars was amazing. Okay, the cryosphere is also affected by the eruptions of all the volcanic activity that it has on the planet whatchamacallit. It melts the snow and ice, and when it melts and mixes with the magma of all the volcanic activity, it actually creates a huge wet mass, and it's like cement. And when the substance floats down hills, it's really dangerous, and it affects people.
That's in your face, so that's why I moved it.
Alrighty.
Yeah. It's like this close.
The hydrosphere will increase in
Can you
rainfall.
scooch over?
I thought this was my time.
No! Alright. Every time I move this over, you want to be right. You want this to cover your face.
That's the whole point.
No! Scooch over this way.
Oh my god, woman.
So about the hydrosphere, how does it all work and incorporate in the planet?
Alrighty. The hydrosphere on this planet, whatchamacallit, is not a lot of water compared to the planet Earth, as you can see. Okay, it's got huge patches of water, but not surrounding the whole thing, because there is so much volcanic activity and a binary star system, which kind of absorbs the heat. However, in some areas with more volcanic eruptions, as you can see here and here by the red, you will have more rain. And how this is due because the rain or the water evaporates up into the clouds, and the volcanic ash too goes up into the clouds.
Yeah.
And when it gets heavy enough and the water molecules can't hold up and they go on top of each other, they will just overflow with rain. And it'll replenish the water back again. With all this volcanic activity, snow, ice, and glaciers will melt more quickly, causing lakes and rivers to reach their max with water, and the acidic level will decrease the pH of the water too. So with all the volcanic activity, you also have a problem with the ocean's waters and the lake's waters because of the pH too. It will be more acidic. So, anything else?
Well, I just want to know, is there life on this planet?
Life is, yes, there is life on the planet, but not like Earth.
So, is there bacteria and viruses and stuff?
If you are to live on this planet, since there is so much volcanic activity, you would have to, if you live close to a volcano, you would have to wear a face mask. So you're not breathing in all the ashes. You would have to boil your water.
Did you just interrupt me?
Because of all the chemicals and the contamination that's within the water. From all the glacier flowing down into the oceans. So yes, whatchamacallit is a livable planet. However, you're going to have to do a lot of prevention measures to make sure you can live and survive there. Alrighty. The hydrosphere impact on humans. The hydrosphere will affect the human beings for several reasons. First, the streams and rivers may be contaminated with rocks and mud, creating a mud flow. This can be very dangerous to people living close to the rivers. Volcanic ash does not dissolve easily in water. Instead, they clump on the surface of the ocean to pumice rafts. This can block the sun and air from getting into the ocean for marine life. So, if you're close to the water like this planet here is, and it erupts, you will find little ashes of mass all over the water. And it's a pumice rafts.
So, on this diagram, is all the brown, is that like land?
All the brown is land. Okay, we ready? Okay, go. Tell us about the atmosphere.
So, can you tell me a little bit, in the viewers, a little bit about the atmosphere?
Yes, the atmosphere here is represented with the white. And what we used for the material for this was whipped cream. Because it holds the thickness and the consistency of what the normal planet would have for clouds, where the clouds are really thick because of all the volcanic ashes going up into the clouds. So that's why it's thick. It's also, the clouds are kind of grayish and not white. The atmosphere will consist of whipped cream. It will consist of one layer, which is mostly made up of volcanic ash and gases going into the atmosphere. The resulting air near the volcanoes will be thick. So if you live near the volcanoes, it's going to be thick, and that's why you need to wear your mask so you can breathe. The further away, the atmosphere will be thinner. So if you live further away from the volcanoes, you can go maybe without your mask.
Yeah.
It depends on the wind that day and how the wind currents flow and carries the ash cloud. Carbon dioxide release from the volcano into the atmosphere will be difficult to breathe, requiring human beings to have much stronger lungs to breathe, and also can cause global warming. So if you are to live and survive on this planet, you are going to have your lungs are going to be stronger than what a normal person on Earth would have. Okay. So the solar radiation from the binary star system would still be filtered through the atmosphere in areas least affected by the ash and gases mixture. So, any other questions?
Well, yes, we have some Twitter questions.
Twitter questions!
Yes.
Are you big on Twitter?
I don't want to brag or nothing, but...
Oh, gracious. Okay, let me hear one.
No, because we have a profile for the International Space Station and for BBC News.
Yep.
And so this question's here, and one of them would be if there's any aquatic animals on the planet.
Animals on the planet.
Yes.
Oh, animals. Well, we're not really for sure yet about the animals. We haven't made it that far. We do know about human activity, so I'm assuming if there is human activity, yes, there may be some planets. We're still in the beginning stages of learning about this new planet.
So, another Twitter question is, where did you find the planet exactly?
Well, we found this planet, since it has a binary star system, with Alpha Centauri.
Oh, so around that planet area?
Yes.
Oh, that's actually quite interesting.
And I know we don't have much time left, but I want to get to the geosphere, okay? And on our planet here, the whatchamacallit, it is something like Earth. It does have a core, and our core for our planet here is represented by a red center. It only has one layer, as in Earth has two layers, an inner and outer. We just have, this planet, which we call it, just has one. Can I have a rag? Because of the red core represents all the hot magma within, and that's where all the volcanic activity comes from. Okay? The core is the thickest of the three levels and only consists of one outer layer, unlike Earth with two.
So,
The radius is 3,400 kilometers thick.
So, do you think we could take a look inside the diagram?
Yes, I'm going to break out the big knife.
Oh, don't hurt anyone now.
Oh, I'll be careful. I hope this actually comes out. I don't know what it looks like.
Oh, golly. Oh, yep. Ooh, yeah.
Okay,
Oh.
this is what our inside of our planet whatchamacallit looks like. And as you can see here, so I'll let you use that one. This is the red core, which is bigger than the other two layers. The core here represents all the magma, the hot lava, because it is a very hot planet and a lot of volcanic activity and geospheres. Please don't eat the planet right now.
Oh,
Let
sorry.
me finish.
Tastes kinda
Then
gross.
we have the next two layers, which is the mantle. The mantle has two layers. And the mantle is about 1,000 kilometers thick. It has layers. What am I talking about? This layer is rigid but also soft. As it reaches the next layer, so the first lime green layer, if you can see it, is the soft layer. As you reach on the outside with the dark green layer, it is the more rigid layer. The first layer is the mesosphere. We kept that as the same as Earth.
Yeah.
And the second layer is the lithosphere. We also kept that the same as Earth too because of the rigidness. The lithosphere also has a lot of tectonic plates because, as you can see with the red of the volcanic activity, it does a lot of shifting of the plates underneath, which also can have earthquakes that you learned from your science class.
What are you talking about? I'm at a school.
We also have the brown layer, which represents the crust. And the crust is only about 70 kilometers thick. There are many bumpy areas because the magma is pushing up under the crust. It also has a lot of islands because of the magma pushing up. And as you can see, if you can see, of the bumpiness of it, a lot of islands starting to come up. Could you please control yourself eating the project?
Don't try this at home.
The impact the geosphere will have is there will be a lot more volcanic and geothermal activity from the soft nature, the melting hot lava.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did it taste good?
No.
The people living along the tectonic plates will be impacted by the many volcanic eruptions. The land area, the volcanic eruption will be more fertile because of the ash mixing with the soil. So you are going to be able to, with all the clouds and everything, planting of crops can be difficult because you have the ash which will come down and they will kill the crops. But then you also have the ash that will fertilize the soil for better production of crops.
This is my show. This is Nisa from the Food Network. This is Mackenzie from the Food Network. And this is Alexis from the Food Network. We're just going to all try to squeeze on this little tiny bench.
Here, you share.
Here, you guys can take some and just eat into the
Just take
coal.
a watermelon.
There, you can share.
I don't want one.
I'll have like half one.
Sorry, I'm on a diet. Thank you. Here, you got this.
Stay still, just let you know.
You melted all the whipped cream.
There
What's
you
the
go.
matter with you people?
If I was a Food Network person, I'd give this grade an F. Wow.
Stay still, just let you know.
I'd give it an A. What do you give it, Chef
No.
Mackenzie?
I need to eat the whole thing first. No.
There's no whipped cream allowed.
Stop, you're messing it up.
Some clouds.
She wants some atmosphere.
Yes, please add a